my name's Em, I'm a second year at Salford University and I'm going to show you a typical week in the life of a journalism and public relations student. So starting with Monday, as most weeks do, I tend to just have a shift at work and then I'll either pop to the library and do a bit of research into potential story ideas for my news day, or I'll come back and do a bit of housework, or just, you know, something productive if I can bring myself to. So it's about 5 to 8, I'm just on my way to work. This Monday in particular, I was on an opening shift at the Coffee Hut, which is this little white cabin type thing just outside the Students' Union. I will be working there next year, so if you are on campus, pop by, get a coffee, say hi. And then I was also closing down today, so here's me just closing down the hut. When I got back from work, I basically cleaned my kitchen and just did a bit of housework, got some food and washed my hair. And now I'm just sat waiting for it to dry a bit with a pot noodle. Very typical student, and I'm going to go to the pub quiz at the Students' Union. I didn't actually manage to get any clips at the quiz because you use your phone as your buzzer, so I was being very competitive, but you'll see the issue later on in the week. So on Tuesdays I have news days, which means I'll be in the newsroom all day doing whatever my assigned role is. So I requested to be on the social media team this week because I want to work in social media in the future and I wanted to get a bit of real experience in actually publishing social media posts for a company, which is what I was doing all day, which is really fun. I really enjoyed it. I was in charge of Instagram and TikTok because they're the platforms that I'm more comfortable with, and I was creating like videos and polls and just all sorts of stuff for it. But other roles that you might be doing include like audio visual, where you'll be going out and recording videos and audio for news stories, or you might be making infographics, or all sorts of different things. Or you could be a reporter, which is where you write your own stories and you might go out and interview people, or you might go and like get some pictures of an event happening. As a journalism student, you get to publish your work on Salford Now, which is the main news site for the area, and obviously a lot of real people read it, a lot of real people comment, give feedback, and it is really useful for obviously future. You've got like a bit of a portfolio of genuinely published stories. So because I live right next to Peel Park campus, I get the 50 bus from just outside Salford Crescent train station to Media City, and you can actually get it for free if you show your student ID. Here it is arriving in Media City, and here is how gorgeous Media City is. The campus itself is like right in the middle of Media City, surrounded by restaurants and like BBC, ITV, loads of media companies are literally right on your doorstep, and it's just a really nice place to study. It's genuinely quite inspiring as well, because you look out the window and like the Blue Peter Garden is just looking back at you. It's crazy. But yeah, here's me just walking to my lecture. I like to get there a little bit early, especially on news days, just so I can get in and get like a bit of an idea of what I'm doing before I actually start doing it for the day. Here's the actual newsroom that you spend most of your time in on your news day. It's really good because everybody's so accessible, you can go around and talk to everybody. And then here is just a few of the places that I tend to pop in for like drinks or lunch or like tea after a news day. I think one of the best things about news days personally, other than obviously the experience and the fact that it is like what you would be doing after university, and it's great for that, like outside of the academic stuff, it's really good to just find out about things that you can go and do in Salford, because it is a Salford based news site, so it's all about things going on pretty much within walking distance of where you'll be living, and you find out about loads of events and things. So like at the Lowry there'll always be shows on, and like when I was doing an article the other day I found out that there's a charity walk happening in Media City, which is obviously where I'm based, so it's great. When I was on my lunch break I was literally sending my friends messages like, do you want to go to this event this weekend, do you want to go do this weekend, like this is coming up in a month's time, let's do it. And I wouldn't have known about any of those things if I hadn't been doing all the research that I was doing for my course, which I think is a good way to kind of learn about where you live. So yeah, we had a pretty successful news day. We went out for drinks afterwards, it was really nice. On Wednesday I had a pretty chill day. I had a closing shift at work, which meant I didn't have to go until 11, so I had a nice little lie-in, popped into work, did my closing shift, and then popped into town afterwards. Me and a few friends were buying costumes for a house party on Saturday because it's one of our housemates' birthdays. So it's Wednesday morning, I'm just on my way to work. Because it was a closing shift, it was already open when I got there, and then this is me just closing down for the day, ready to go into town, and my friend really wanted to be in the video, so here he is. So this week, Thursday was definitely my busiest day. It's usually fairly busy, but this week in particular, it was like crazy. So I'll run you through like a typical Thursday and then I'll tell you what I did this week. Typically, I would wake up, I'd go to my 9 till 12 in Media City. It would be my PR lecture, which is really discussion based. I really enjoy it because I thought university lectures would be very much just like you sit there and you get talked at and you don't really get to have much of a say, but it's really not like that. It's really not. Like I think that was quite reassuring for me, especially in things like PR where you get a lot of feedback and you get to talk to people and it's very, very discussion based. So yeah, I'd go to my PR lecture, I'd come home, I'd grab some lunch, I'd do a bit of research, I'd do a bit of uni work, maybe some housework, and then I'd get ready to go to Bandioki, which is an event at the SU. Bandioki is basically karaoke but with a live band, and they do it every Thursday. I go every week, I can't lie. So as you can see, I started my Thursday off with a coffee from my work as I was walking to the bus stop to get to Media City. Here it is in all its glory once again. I never get sick of seeing it, honestly, it's so nice. But yeah, I got there a little bit early for my lecture. I got there about 8:55ish, and then I had my 9 AM lecture. About halfway through we got a break, popped downstairs to get a vegan sausage roll because honestly, like, they're just too good not to. Here's my friend Lucy, we both ended up getting one, and this is a really long clip of me getting a vegan sausage roll. Can you tell how excited I am about this? Like, here I am going back up the stairs to the rest of my lecture. So on a typical day, I would finish my lecture, go home as you can see here, and then I would go just do some work, get ready for Bandioki. And my friend actually sent me some clips of Bandioki this week because I couldn't make it for this bit.
Let's see you, ladies and gentlemen.
After the singing part of Bandioki, they have a club night type thing, which is called Encore, and it's with the DJs from the DJ Society, and they basically just do a big set until about 2 AM. It's really fun because obviously like, everybody there is from Salford University. Oh, there's my friend Alfie. The reason I didn't make it to Bandioki this week in particular is because I was actually about 20 minutes down the road at a gig, which was a single release party for Nikki and the Waves, which is just crazy. The lead guitarist of this band is from Salford University, so I'm covering their like success as a story for Salford now, which is just insane. Like, I get to interview a guitarist and like went to the gig and like all that kind of stuff, and that is part of my job essentially. So after the gig we drove back to Salford, and I actually managed to catch the last 2 hours of Encore, as you can see, and I also managed to catch up with all of my friends who were drinking at Encore. I was at Bandioki till about 2 AM. I think I was maybe asleep at like 4, 5? But I made it to my lecture. I had a 1 till 4. It was a lifestyle lecture. I really enjoy lifestyle because you can write about so many different things, and this lecture in particular was talking about like how we'll do our proposals and things, because we have to do a proposal for the feature that we'll be writing and then like send it off and be like, I want to write this, and they'll go, that's great, here's an idea what you should do with it and here's how you can promote it and stuff like that. And it was a really good lecture, so it's a good job I made it in, even if I wasn't in the most efficient state. And that brings us to Saturday, which is the day I'm filming these little clips in between. But yeah, I was in town today. I went vintage shopping, which was really fun, and there's a lot of really good places to go vintage shopping around Manchester and Salford. So that was good, I really enjoyed it. They do like vintage sales sometimes at the SU as well, which are really, really, really good. So as predicted, I don't really have much to show for Sunday. I was just recovering for most of the day, and I will just put it out there that I don't do that every Sunday. Like, some Sundays I will go to the library or I'll go and sit in the SU and do some work. But this Sunday in particular, I wasn't the most productive. But to be fair, I do think university is about balancing like social stuff and like the actual university side of it, and I was still doing all the work I needed to do. So you know what, there's no shame in having fun as well. So if you do like the look of being a journalism and public relations student at Salford University, I cannot recommend enough that you book an open day or a visit, like an applicant visit day, because being on campus and actually seeing the facilities and looking around and meeting some of the students in person is amazing. Like, honestly, I think it really helps you to kind of get a feel for the campus. And if you have the opportunity to do so, why not come and visit us? You might even see me in the coffee hut, you never know. So yeah, book an open day, book an applicant visit day, and I hope to see you at Salford next year.